This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at an article from our friends at TF World, Transformer World, I should say, 2005. I will link this article in the description below. We're going to look at the San Diego Comic-Con announcements for Transformers. Oh, I did not even realize that this was a thing this time again. It's been a while since I've done this sort of thing. I guess we'll have to take a look at that at some point and vote, huh? So they're releasing a Void Rivals version of Jetfire, who comes with a Darok and Solara, which look like they're O-ring figures sized. And actually, based on the pelvis shape, it looks like they probably are O-ring figures. For those who didn't get Jetfire the first time around, this would be a good one to get. I believe it's also a redeco. But for those of us who have it, I'm not sure the redeco or those figures are going to be worth the cost. We're showing off Hearts of Steel 2-packs, the new one being Megatron and Bumblebee. I honestly didn't really care for the comic story back in the day, and I'm not really a big fan of the toys either. If they go on clearance, I might pick them up. The one that I actually really like the look of is Starscream, but that's about it. Here we've got an Armada, Nemesis Prime, and Air Defense Minicons. So, we're finally going to get a set of Minicons that turn into the Star Saber, although that looks like a real blunt Star Saber, to be honest with you. I'm not too impressed with that. Also, the big issue with this, besides the fact that I don't like the colors on this version of Nemesis Prime, he doesn't come with the trailer either. So I guess if you want in your story that he steals Optimus Prime's trailer, you can do that and make a Super Prime version, but if we're going to go this far, why not just give us the trailer too? We have their Hot Wheels crossover. I'm not going to lie, when I first saw this thing here, the black one, I thought maybe they were doing some more Generation 2 figures. I think, because that's very similar to one of those water shooter ones they had, the color change ones. I probably won't be picking up this crossover, although that blue car looks pretty badass. Deluxe scale, Sure Shot. And he comes with his Target Master, so that's cool. He actually looks pretty nice too. I would not be opposed to buying this one. I haven't cared too much so far with the previous couple of Target Master releases they've done, to be honest with you. Deluxe Blast Off as part of our Bruticus. As part of our Bruticus combiner. And this combiner is supposed to be one that I think it's going to have a partial frame, maybe, or maybe they're not going to have the frame at all for it. I'll have to wait to see what this looks like or what Onslaught looks like. But the legs themselves are supposed to be Voyager class because they're supposed to have all of the engineering for the transformation of the legs in them. Deluxe Junkion Jalopy. I don't know. Was this really necessary? I guess. Random creation for it. I'm assuming, though, that it's not going to do the same things the previous set of Junkions did. Deluxe Quick Strike. This one's I'm excited about because I'm a big fan of Beast Wars, as you may or may not know. And while this isn't one of my favorite characters, he was on the show and I want him. He's also the only other Fusor who made it into the show. Deluxe Quintus Prime. So this is a thing, I guess. So are we going back to this whole, the Quintessons are somehow related to the Cybertronians now again? Is that why this thing looks this way? Not very impressed with it. Like, this entire back half, the ship looks like it's designed like this because they were trying to do this weird scaly tentacle body thing. But then again, I've already said I'm not a big fan of the story of like the 13, 14 primes, whatever it is at this point. Here we have our Voyager class Brawl. And this is what I was saying, is because this is going to end up being more deluxe sized when you get right down to it. And supposedly the engineering is what makes it into a Voyager. And it's designed specifically for working as the legs in Bruticus. Voyager Wreck-Gar, based on Transformers Animated. I love it. I need it. That's all I gotta say on that. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty decent for what it's supposed to be. You know, the relook to the animated series. Voyager Amelgus Prime. Yeah, this thing just kind of looks like a mess. I don't know. I've recently heard that supposedly like their weapons all combined together into something else too, as a way to try to get you to buy them all. But to be honest, with most of these 13 Prime characters. You'd have to give me a steep discount to give a crap. Leader class scale. Leader Razor Claw. Believe it or not, the Tigerhawk is pretty much the only Beast Wars Transformer I skipped out on, because I just was not a fan of this redesign. I don't think it looks particularly good compared to the original version released during Beast Wars era, so I didn't buy it. I mean, if I found it at a discount, I'd probably consider picking it up, but that makes this one kind of a no need for it type of thing. Leader Big Convoy. Yeah, I want this one too. I know they released, like, I think they called it Nemesis, a Nemesis Prime version of him here in the US, but I don't think we actually got a true release of this one as Big Convoy, because the Collectors Club, I think, did a white and blue version to do Ultra Magnus, or Ultra Mammoth in that case, which I'm sure we'll get a repaint of this into that too. Hopefully they'll give us a different head sculpt if they do that, though. This is one that I will pick up. Commander Scale. Commander Onslaught. Obviously, it's a part of the combiners. I'm getting it. I'm very curious on this one, though, because it does appear like he might be him and his trailer combined together. So I'm wondering how they're going to justify the Commander class pricing on this, even with the engineering thing, which, if most of the engineering for, like, the legs are supposed to be in the Voyager classes, I'm not sure how they justify this one. Now, will part of his trailer come apart and become like the armature for the arms or something? I don't know. We'll have to see more on this one, but like I said, I'm not sure how they're justifying a Commander price point on this based on this image right now. Studio Series, Deluxe Scale. Transformers 1 Arachnid. It's a weird looking Transformer, but I kind of want to get her, because they did definitely create a unique one here. And I believe the vehicle mode is 100% for the toy, because if I remember correctly, we never actually saw her transform in the show. I'm not sure about that. I've watched it once, and even then I was only half paying attention. Deluxe TF5 Barricade. Not a big fan of the Transformer movies. This one definitely looks like it's supposed to be going more with the mainline Transformers and not the movie ones, though, by the way the robot mode looks. But that's just what I'm thinking looking at this thing. What do you guys think? That gun is really dumb looking, though. Deluxe 86 Wind Charger. Yeah, we definitely needed a wind charger. His tires look like they're way too big, though, for that body on the car. But other than that, and the hollowness, I guess, on his legs, he looks pretty good to me. Not great, but pretty good. It does appear that his hands are not going to have any articulation, though, like no spin to them. So that's kind of a shame. Especially if this thing, the door, is still just going to be over his hand like that. It would be nice if they gave us at least a little spin in that wrist. Studio Series Voyager class. Transformers 1 Alpha Trion. Looks screen accurate to me. Did we see him transform, though, into his beast mode? I don't remember. I didn't like Transformers 1 enough to actually buy the toys, so I won't be getting this. And he kind of looks like he's supposed to be a lion or a wolf with a radioactive hump on its back. Possibly not the best. And the Energon tail whip thing, the tail whip thing is just so overdone. Voyager 86 Thundercracker. Apparently this is a new mold, or mostly new. Well, okay, it's probably 100% new mold, but it sounds like it's not going to be using the same transformation as our previous Voyager class Seekers. So that'll be a big plus. We've been really needing a redesign on that for a while now. It is funny, though, that they started out with Thundercracker, not Starscream. Leader Scale for Studio Series. Nemesis. Oh yeah, the Nemesis Prime. This is one of the problems with the movies, is Nemesis Prime and Optimus Prime looked exactly the same because it's the same guy. So why do we call this one Nemesis Prime? I mean, maybe his face is a little darker or something. There's like nothing that really differentiates him. And I don't think I would rewatch The Last Night just to try to figure out what the real difference was, other than him calling himself that. You know what I mean? But I just have not been a big fan of the movie designs. Titan Scale. We have Grimlock. While I probably will not be picking this up, I definitely want to see how it turns out. Because a Titan-sized Grimlock could be pretty cool. Again, it's not one of those ones where I'm particularly thrilled with the designs. A lot of the movie designs are just too weird. And, obviously the Dinobots aren't even really based on dinosaurs in the live-action movieverse. They are and they aren't, you know what I mean? Because they're supposed to be otherworldly creatures, I guess. Because if I remember correctly from the story, and it's been a while, so forgive me if I'm wrong, they weren't even on Earth previously. They were brought there or some shit. And this is this big, so it can scale with the Leader Class Optimus Prime, so that the Leader Class Optimus Prime can ride on his back like we saw in the movie. That being said, I'm guessing this is going to end up being a $150 Titan class, and I don't know if I care that much. Again, it might be something I would pick up on sale. I am curious to see how it does turn out, but it is definitely not on my priority list. And that takes us through TF World's entire article here. So that's my thoughts looking at some of those. But why don't you guys tell me what you think in the comments below. Again, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to the article in my description. So you can go ahead and look at this all for yourself. And if you enjoyed this preview of the upcoming Transformer toys, please feel free to transform that like button. And if you want to hear more of my nonsense, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.